Hey everybody, welcome to another day of Lego building. Today I've got from Lego these buildable figures. I've got several of these actually. I've had this one for many years now. I just never got around to building it. For those watching, fairly certain you know who this figure is. It's obviously Boba Fett from the Star Wars franchise. Quite nice detailed helmet. And right off the bat, the Technic piece in the middle, put it down so you can actually see it, definitely already starts to look like the shape of a body, which makes sense, obviously. Hands, head, legs. That's not the right piece. I certainly don't have all of the buildable figurines from Lego. I do have quite a few Star Wars ones. I'm not sure if they make figurines for different franchises. I'd have to check. I thought I saw a Star-Lord one, so there might be one from the Marvel franchise. As a bit of context, I actually stopped buying Lego as much as I used to about a year ago, just in an attempt to kind of get my budget under control. But I have quite a few Lego sets that I've bought over the years that I just haven't got around to building, and that's one of the reasons for this channel, is to encourage me to start building my sets again. Okay, the body lays down like that. That goes like that. When you're connecting parts with multiple Technic pins, it can be a little difficult to get them all aligned so that they go in smoothly. You usually got to futz around with it a little bit. This one's being difficult. There we go. Well, it's definitely not going to come apart easily. Right, so this goes... Now these ball joints are obviously quite useful. It gives the rotational mobility of the joint. Gives the figure a little bit more posability. Another one goes over here. Set this body part aside, and I'm going to build a couple legs. I'll grab one foot. I'm going to build two of these. I like to build them one at a time rather than doing them both at the same time. Some of these ball joint connectors have no mobility whatsoever. So I need... I've got a nice 1-to-1 scale diagram so you know you got the right parts. Do I have both of the right parts here? Okay, so that one's right. Okay. And then I put it on the wrong side. Doing a great job so far. There we go. That's got the range it should have. Really didn't think this would be so complicated, but I guess if you're not paying attention. There's one foot done. I've got to do the other one. Hopefully this time I'll get the other one done correctly. I'll move him over there. Now that I have two legs, I can do that little dance. Oh, I still need those. The body's going to go attached to the legs. Looks a little skinny without his armor on. We'll start putting some of the armor pieces on. And no stickers in this set. I've said it multiple times before. Stickers are awful. All of these have printed elements on them, which is great, especially the rounded pieces. Stickers themselves are bad, but on flat surfaces, they work. On round surfaces, they really tend to peel off quickly because they just can't. They tend to want to separate from the rounded edges over time. Now there's ball joints built into these leg assemblies, so these can just snap on the front. Make sure I've got the right leg pieces. Now he's got a little bit of substance to him. Some hip joints. Sometimes I like the clicking sound. It's very satisfying of parts going together. It can be calming after a stressful day just to hear Lego parts clicking together. My day job has been a bit taxing on me this week, so I haven't done too many videos. I thought this one would be rather quick to do. Again, a nice big printed element for the chest piece. And that should go. Now I need to think about this. Where does this attach? This must attach right there. Now, not your traditional Lego piece, of course. There is a couple pieces of cloth in here. And that is to obviously replicate the cape. I don't generally like fabric in a Lego set. Sometimes this is made out of plastic. For some sets, you can get hard molded plastic pieces. But again, a set like this is quite unique. So in order to make it look like the action figure it's supposed to be representing, you need to have these little cloth pieces. Okay, so that's going to go behind him. So that goes like that. And then connects over there. Time to build the arms. Pretty simple, 3 pieces. Turn them around so you can actually move. oof, that goes in very tightly. I don't know if you can hear that going in. When you hear that solid grip force, that means trying to get these out later is going to be very difficult. Oh, these are for his little rocket launchers. All right. This goes on his left arm. One of these has a printed element on it, so that'll go on this one. And this goes up here on his shoulder. Time to put his head on. I really like this piece. It's very solid. It's not like a flimsy shell of plastic with a big void in it. It's got some weight to it. I almost feel like Star Wars in general is well suited for Lego because the Star Wars universe always looks like its technology always seems to be like cobbled scraps put together, which is really weird for something that's supposedly set in a fairly modern society. It always looks very rustic. Just the right height. Just barely going off the camera there. Oh, that's the wrong way. And then 2 of these. For those who've been watching, thank you very much. This channel is brand new, a couple weeks old, and I am doing it mostly because of my own entertainment, so I'm not too focused right now on engaging content. I try to be entertaining. But the main thing is just building, and whatever comes out of building, if it's presentable, then I will post it on YouTube. And who knows, over the years, hopefully this will grow into more than just a hobby. But for now, this is just for fun. So thank you for being here and thank you for watching. And if you have anything you want to see in the future, put a note in the comments. I haven't done any custom builds yet. They've all done set building or taking apart sets. But custom building is something that I do want to do. And the hardest thing I find with custom building is I don't know what to build. So if people give me suggestions of things they might want to see, it could be something simple as build a frog or build a small house or build a scene in the forest. Then I will give it a try at some point. But right now, just to get some content up on YouTube, I'm building sets that I have already, or doing a little show and tell on sets that I already have constructed. All right, apparently I can't talk and build at the same time because I think I did something wrong. Okay, so they're telling me to leave this piece out a little bit because this piece has to go wedged right in the middle, and then you push this in to lock it in place. This is why sometimes taking these things apart later, years later, is difficult, because there's a certain sequence for how things go together, and if you try to pull the pieces apart without realizing you got to remove the pin first, you can end up spending a lot of time forcibly trying to remove two pieces without realizing that there's a simpler way to do it. This is quite a complex little assembly here. Another one of these. Get the red pin in there first. Again, not all the way, just sticking out a little bit. Put it over top, and then push it in. Sometimes use other brick elements to push my pin smooth, because it's hard on the fingers. Now this whole thing sits on top of here. Do I have... Oh, I put this on upside down. Well, here's a good lesson. To remove the pins, find another piece that's got the same profile and push the pin out. The brick separator does have a little element like this for pushing pins out, but I find it's a little bit easier just to grab an actual separate element to do the... Oh, now I'm making a mess of this. Put that back in, set that down so I don't lose my spot. All right, so that goes like this, and then that goes in there, and then that goes over top. Maybe if I do this on the ground, not in the air, I'll have better luck. Now I'll use this to push my pin in. Now it sits on top. Great. Two of these. Compare to the picture, make sure I didn't make another mistake. I need two of these. Get the first one built. Okay, there's one. Now this goes on to the bigger assembly. That goes like that. The pin goes in there. Definitely the rocket launcher, jetpack. Two of these. And they go over here. Who knew the most complicated part of this build would be this little jetpack? The figure itself was quite simple. This goes in there. This whole thing gets attached to his back. Get this cape out of the way. Oh, I missed a pin. That's why that went on so easily. Get the bottom pin aligned. There we go. I've got quite a few sets that have this element right here. Not quite a standard Lego piece, it's hard to tell. There's a hole in there and there's a spring inside. And these are little rocket launchers. They're launchers for these elements here. They go in and then they shoot out. That's why there's a nice little warning symbol on the instructions. Don't put your eye out. Oh, I missed putting on one of his plate pieces. Let's load his weapon. There's a little trigger element on the bottom here. I'll just shoot it into my hand. Show that again. The final figure stands up really well on its own. You can, the legs themselves don't have a lot of posability to them, but the arms is where all the articulation is. So you can have him cross his hands over like that. That's probably a good pose right there. The one on the box shows him with his fist in the air. Might be a good view. And technically on the back here, with the little rocket, if you punch this up, I can't see it because that's in the way. Punch that up. This rocket pops out, so I guess that's a little bit of play action. You can, as he does in the show, puts his little radar up. You can have the radar be down when he's not using it, and then the radar goes up, and then he launches his missile. And then shoot toward the camera. "3D coming at you." The build was more complicated than I thought, but the end result looks good. Side view, other side view, back view, not so impressive. You can see his little rocket launchers there, or for the jetpack. And he'll go well next to all my other figurines, which I will likely show in another video. Thanks again for watching. Catch you next time.